And joining me now is political analyst Lydia Miljan. Lydia, thanks as always for joining us.
My pleasure, Roger.
We're just past the halfway point, I guess the second half of the election campaign. Is it shaping up the way you expected it to?
Who knows what to expect? I mean, we're in such a topsy-turvy world. I think that obviously the election campaign up until this point, at least the first week and a half, was really dominated by Trump and the tariff talk. We haven't really seen a lot of policy written down. Like I understand that the Conservatives are doing policy announcements every day, and the Liberals almost to the same extent. But when you go to their websites, nobody has a sort of a document with all their policies laid out with a costed plan, and so that's unusual for this for an election campaign, especially so far into it. I understand that the parties are holding off on those documents until after the debate. So the conversation has really been dominated by Trump, and it's also been dominated by polling firms, showing that liberal honeymoon continuing on.
And heading into those debates, how important are they?
I think they're going to be vital. The one thing that did surprise me about this election campaign is how interested the public is. I mean, we can see that in rallies coming up for a number of different political leaders, especially the Conservatives, but also sort of the enthusiasm and the interest in the campaign seems quite high. And I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing the debate, because this will really be the first time that Carney's going to be challenged directly by the opposition leaders. So it's going to be the first test for Canadians to see how does he hold up against people who aren't necessarily on the same camp. We obviously saw him on the debate for the Liberal leadership, but that was a very much a love-in. Everyone agreed with everybody, and it was all very tame and calm. But this debate in both French and English are going to matter quite a lot, because this is where Canadians are going to be able to see the leaders head to head and really make an informed decision.
What do you think the other leaders will target in the debate?
Well, I mean, we just saw from Blanchette that certainly he's got questions about Mark Carney with respect to his investments, also his green agenda. So he needs to stand up and speak to those questions. Equally, the Conservatives are going to attack him on his record. And I think we got a sense of that when Poilievre said, a resume is not a plan. So he's going to really be pushing them to make commitments. And equally, Jagmeet Singh, I mean, he's been sort of almost absent by this whole campaign. So he really needs this election, this debate, to be able to show why the NDP are still relevant. And they've also raised the issues about Carney's corporate connections, but also the questions still linger about his connections with China.
Okay. Lydia, thank you as always. Appreciate it.